Me, 31, sociologist researching male social withdrawal in Denver. PhD dissertation on male loneliness epidemic and relationship avoidance. Feminist perspective. Men refusing to do emotional work needed for relationships. Hypothesis. Toxic masculinity prevents men from forming healthy connections. Plan to document how patriarchal conditioning damages men's ability to relate. Notice alarming trend in census data and social surveys. 30% of men under 35 report having zero close friends. 25% haven't been on date in over a year. 15% report no social contact outside work for months. Male social withdrawal accelerating every year. Initially assume this proves men's emotional dysfunction. Start interviewing socially isolated men for research. Expecting to find broken, dysfunctional individuals. Men who can't form relationships due to toxic upbringing. Instead, finding articulate, thoughtful men who chose isolation. They're not broken, they're protecting themselves. This doesn't match my theoretical framework at all. First interview with 28-year-old software engineer. Lives alone, works remotely, minimal social contact. Hasn't dated in 3 years, says he's happier than ever. I choose isolation because modern women are exhausting. Ask him to explain, expecting misogynistic rant. His response is measured and disturbing. Every interaction with women feels like walking through minefield. Compliment her appearance. That's objectifying. Don't compliment her. You're not interested. Try to help. You're condescending. Don't help. You're not supportive. There's no winning, so I stopped playing. He continues. Dating is constant performance review. She's judging my height, income, career, hobbies. Rating me against hundreds of options on her phone. I'm competing with her social media fantasy. Easier to just be alone than constantly evaluated. His isolation is strategic retreat from impossible standards. Shows me his dating app statistics from when he tried. 2,400 right swipes over 6 months. 18 matches total for conversations. One date where woman looked at phone entire time. I spent $180 on dinner. She texted the whole time. Left feeling worse about myself than staying home. So I deleted apps and chose isolation. Second interview with 35-year-old teacher, socially withdrawn. Used to have active social life. Now spends weekends alone. Stopped trying to date 2 years ago. Modern women have become impossible to please. Everything I do is wrong somehow. I'm too nice, too boring, too available. Every quality that makes me good partner makes me undateable. He explains his retreat into isolation. I make $48,000 helping special needs kids. Women swipe left because teachers don't earn enough. My meaningful work is seen as failure. Rather be alone than feel inadequate. Isolation is better than constant rejection. Society devalues his contribution, so he withdrew. Shows me text conversations from last relationship attempts. Woman, what do you do? Him, I'm a special education teacher. Woman, oh, that's nice, then ghosts. Pattern repeated across multiple women. They lose interest when they hear my income. So I stop trying to convince them I'm worthy. Third interview with 42-year-old divorced man, completely isolated. Used to be social, married with friends, active life. Divorce destroyed everything. Now lives in complete solitude. I lost more than my wife in divorce. Lost all our mutual friends. Lost connection with my kids. Lost trust in anyone getting close. Isolation is safer than risking that pain again. His social circle disappeared post-divorce. Couple's friends sided with her. Single friends didn't know how to relate to my pain. Women I tried to date saw me as damaged goods. Eventually stopped trying to connect with anyone. Isolation became default state. He describes his current existence. I work, come home, repeat. No friends, no family contact, no relationships. Weekends alone, holidays alone, birthdays alone. This is what divorce left me with. But it's less painful than trusting someone again. Isolation is trauma response to relationship devastation. Fourth interview with 26-year-old grad student. Never been in serious relationship, chose isolation early. I watched relationships destroy men around me. Dad, uncles, older friends, co-workers. Every single one became miserable or destroyed. Decided I'd rather be alone than risk that. His isolation is preventive measure. I'm not running from bad experience. I'm avoiding having bad experience at all. Why would I volunteer for system designed to hurt me? Isolation is lonely but safe. Relationships are dangerous and unpredictable. He's chosen loneliness over risk. Shows me his apartment, books, gaming setup, workout equipment. I've built life that doesn't need anyone else. Work, hobbies, fitness, entertainment. Everything I need without risking emotional devastation. People call it sad. I call it smart. His isolation is fortress he built himself. Fifth interview with 39-year-old military veteran. Served overseas, came back to complete social isolation. I fought for country that doesn't value men. Came home to dating market that treats vets like damaged. PTSD is red flag to women. So I stopped telling anyone about service or struggles. Eventually just stopped talking to people altogether. His isolation stems from being seen as broken. Women want to date soldiers until they meet actual soldiers. Mental health struggles make us undateable. So we suffer alone rather than burden anyone. Isolation is less painful than rejection. At least I'm not disappointing anyone. He lives completely alone. No family contact, no friends, no relationships. Go weeks without speaking to another person. It's what society wanted. Invisible broken veteran. They got their wish. I'm completely isolated now. System failed him, so he withdrew completely. Sixth interview with 31-year-old who gave up on dating. Tried dating apps for 5 years, never found success. I'm average height, average looks, decent job. That makes me invisible to modern women. They're all competing for top 10% of men. I'm in the 90% who don't matter. So I stopped trying and chose isolation. His isolation is acceptance of market reality. Dating apps showed me I'm not good enough. Thousands of swipes, handful of matches. Conversations go nowhere. Dates never happen. Eventually you accept. Women don't want you. Isolation is better than constant confirmation of inadequacy. Shows me his deleted dating profiles. Tried every app, every strategy, every approach. Professional photos, witty bios, interesting hobbies. Doesn't matter when you're competing with unlimited options. Women can always find someone taller, richer, better. I'm choosing isolation over endless competition. Seventh interview with 44-year-old professional, self-imposed isolation. Successful career, nice home, but zero social life. I choose isolation because modern women are hostile. Every interaction is potential harassment accusation. Compliment coworker, HR violation. Ask woman out. Could be seen as predatory. Safer to just avoid women entirely. His isolation is risk management. One false accusation destroys everything. Career, reputation, life, gone instantly. No evidence needed, just her word against mine. I've seen men destroyed by accusations. Isolation protects me from that risk. He's removed himself from situations where accusations could happen. Eighth interview with 37-year-old choosing permanent solitude. Had several relationships in 20s, all ended badly. Every relationship followed same pattern. Start out great. She gradually becomes critical. Nothing I do is good enough. Cook dinner. It's not right. Clean house. Not clean enough. Work overtime. I'm never home. Stay home. I'm not ambitious. Pattern of criticism drove him to isolation. Tried 4 different women, same outcome. Eventually realized. It's not them, it's modern female expectations. They want perfection I can't provide. Isolation means no one criticizing my every move. Finally have peace without partner judging me constantly. His home is sanctuary from judgment. No one telling me I'm inadequate. No one keeping score of my failures. No one comparing me to ex-boyfriends or ideals. Just me, living life without constant evaluation. Isolation is freedom from criticism. Ninth interview with 29-year-old who withdrew after false accusation. Was social and outgoing until accusation destroyed him. Dated woman briefly. She regretted it later. Told mutual friends I pressured her. No proof, no police report, just social media post. Lost entire friend group overnight. Now I avoid all social situations. False accusation led to complete isolation. Everyone believed her without question. My side didn't matter. I was guilty automatically. Lost job, lost friends, lost life. Now I trust no one and stay isolated. Can't hurt me if I don't let anyone close. His isolation is survival strategy. One accusation destroyed everything I built. Could happen again if I let guard down. Isolation is only way to protect myself. Lonely but safe from false accusations. Women can't ruin life they're not part of. 10th interview with 33-year-old completely withdrawn from society. Works from home, groceries delivered, zero human contact. I choose isolation because modern women are dangerous. Financially, legally, emotionally, they can destroy men. Dating leads to relationship, leads to cohabitation, leads to marriage. Each step gives women more power to hurt men. Isolation breaks the chain. His apartment is complete isolation chamber. Everything I need is here. Work, entertainment, exercise, food delivery. No reason to interact with anyone, especially not women who could destroy me. This isolation is fortress. He's built life excluding all relationship possibility. No dating apps, no social media, no friend groups. Don't go to bars, clubs, social events. Removed myself entirely from dating market. Can't be rejected if I never try. Can't be destroyed if I never let anyone in. 11th interview with 40-year-old embracing isolation. Divorced, paid heavily in settlement, now alone by choice. Lost half my assets, pay ongoing alimony. That experience taught me, isolation is cheaper. Living alone costs less than dating. Definitely costs less than marriage and divorce. Isolation is financial protection. His cost analysis of isolation versus relationships. Dating, $300 to $500 monthly on dates and activities. Relationship, $800 plus monthly on shared expenses. Marriage, half of everything plus ongoing obligations. Isolation, just my basic living costs. Math is simple, isolation wins. Beyond finances, emotional cost is lower. No relationship stress, no arguments, no drama. No walking on eggshells around partners' moods. No emotional labor required. Isolation is peaceful. Relationships are exhausting. 12th interview with 27-year-old who never left isolation. Socially isolated since college. Never even tried dating. Watched my older brothers get destroyed by relationships. One divorced, one in miserable marriage, one serial broken hearts. I learned from them. Isolation is safer. Never experienced relationship pain because I avoided relationships. His isolation is learned behavior. Society shows men that relationships hurt. Divorce statistics, custody battles, false accusations. Why would I volunteer for that? Isolation might be lonely, but it's predictable. Relationships are unpredictable disasters waiting to happen. He's created entire life in isolation. Remote job, online friends, virtual hobbies. Everything I need without risking real connection. People say I'm missing out on life. But I'm missing out on pain too. Fair trade from my perspective. 13th interview with 45-year-old in self-imposed exile. Used to be social, now lives like hermit. Modern women killed my desire for connection. Constant criticism, impossible standards, endless demands. Dated throughout my 30s, every woman same pattern. Eventually realized, problem isn't finding right woman. Problem is modern women themselves. His isolation is ideological rejection. Feminism taught women to see men as enemies. We're not partners, we're problems to be fixed. Every interaction is potential conflict. I'm too something or not enough something else. Isolation means peace from constant female hostility. He describes his isolated existence. Wake up, work, hobbies, sleep, repeat. No dates, no friends, no social obligations. Sounds sad, but it's actually peaceful. No one demanding I be better, different, more. Just me being enough for myself. 14th interview with 34-year-old choosing permanent isolation. Burned out from years of unsuccessful dating. I tried everything. Apps, meetups, classes, introductions. Thousands of approaches, hundreds of rejections. Eventually my self-esteem couldn't take more. Isolation is recovery from relentless rejection. His mental health improved in isolation. When I was trying to date, depressed, anxious, worthless. After I chose isolation, peaceful, stable, content. Turns out my mental health problems came from dating market. Isolation cured what dating caused. Never going back to that pain. He's been isolated for 2 years now. Best 2 years of my adult life. No rejection, no criticism, no comparison. Just living for myself. People call it giving up. I call it self-preservation. 15th interview with 38-year-old in complete withdrawal. Used to have robust social life. Now zero human contact. Modern women made isolation preferable to connection. Social media created impossible standards. Dating apps made men disposable. Feminism made us all potential predators. Me Too movement made every interaction risky. Isolation is rational response to hostile environment. His withdrawal accelerated over past 5 years. 2019, active dating life. 2020, pandemic isolation felt safer than dating anyway. 2021, realized I preferred isolation. 2022, stopped all dating attempts. 2023, cut off remaining social ties. 2024, complete isolation is my normal. He explains why he won't return to society. Women have made it clear. Average men aren't wanted. We're not tall enough, rich enough, exciting enough. We're potential threats, potential failures, potential disappointments. Fine, I'll remove myself completely. They wanted us gone, we're going. Start analyzing patterns across all interviews. These men aren't socially inept or emotionally stunted. They're protecting themselves from hostile dating environment. Choosing isolation over constant rejection and criticism. Modern women's impossibly high standards drove them away. Feminist culture that treats men as problems, not partners. Common themes from all isolated men. Dating apps showed them they're not good enough. Women's standards eliminate 90% of men from consideration. False accusation risk makes interaction dangerous. Divorce outcomes make relationships catastrophic. Constant criticism destroys self-worth. Isolation is safer than risking emotional devastation. Research broader cultural factors driving male isolation. Social media showing women endless options. Dating apps gamifying human connection. Feminist messaging that all men are potentially dangerous. Me Too movement making men afraid to approach women. Economic pressures making men feel inadequate. All combining to make isolation seem like best option. Compare male isolation rates across different countries. America has highest rate of socially isolated men. Japan's hikikomori phenomenon spreading to U.S. European men also withdrawing, but at lower rates. Common factor. Countries with strong feminist movements. Inaccessible dating apps have highest male isolation. Cultural warfare against men driving them into hiding. Interview therapists about male isolation trend. Clinical psychologist confirms what I'm finding. Male clients increasingly choosing isolation over dating. Not because they can't form connections. Because connections have become too painful. Dating market brutality is driving mental health crisis. Isolation is harm reduction for many men. She explains the therapeutic challenge. How do I encourage men to try dating? When trying causes them depression and anxiety, isolation makes them feel better. Connection makes them feel worse. Traditional therapy says isolation is problem, but for these men, it's solution. Research mental health outcomes of isolated men. Expecting to find depression and anxiety. Instead, finding mixed results. Men who chose isolation report higher life satisfaction than men still trying unsuccessfully to date. Isolation's loneliness less painful than rejection. This challenges everything I believed about male social withdrawal. Survey data shocking. Socially isolated men by choice. 72% report satisfied or very satisfied. Men actively dating. 43% report same satisfaction levels. Isolated men have lower rates of depression, lower anxiety, better sleep, more stable mood. Isolation is improving mental health for many men. By removing source of pain, modern women start questioning my feminist framework entirely. Assumed men's isolation was their dysfunction. Actually, it's rational response to female hostility. Women's impossible standards driving men away. Feminist culture treating men as threats. Dating apps making men feel worthless. Men responding logically, complete withdrawal. Interview women about male isolation phenomenon. Most don't understand or care that men are withdrawing. Good riddance to men who can't handle strong women. If they're intimidated by our standards, they're weak. We don't need men anyway. Female hostility confirming why men choose isolation. One woman's response particularly telling. Men need to step up or step aside. We're not lowering our standards. If they can't meet our expectations, fine. We'll be single or date the men who can. Not realizing that men are stepping aside permanently. Research demographic consequences of male isolation. Marriage rates plummeting as men withdraw. Birth rates collapsing without male participation. Economic activity decreasing as isolated men reduce consumption. Social fabric disintegrating as 30% of men exit society. Women wanted men to change. Men chose to disappear instead. Most disturbing finding. Men's isolation is accelerating. Every year, more men choosing permanent withdrawal. They're not coming back when they get older.